Real Madrid versus Chelsea. Now, just before we get into that review, I need to tell you something very important. I have partnered with Fila. Now, loads of you have been messaging me. You've been asking, where do we buy certain products that you see me wear? All you have to do is click the link in the description, sign up to the newsletter, and you could win a PS5. The offer closes at the end of this month. So it really is last couple of days for your opportunity to win a PS5 for doing absolutely nothing. And you'll have a chance of buying some lovely garments like this. So simply click the link in the description below. That will take you to the website. All you've got to do there, sign up to the newsletter and potentially win a PS5. Let's get into it. What a fantastic night. A historic night for Chelsea Football Club. A massive result there. It's finished 1-1 away from home in Madrid, but that's more than what we could have asked for, I think. I would have taken a 2-1 defeat.
You should have seen the other intro this guy just did.
I'm joined by the one and only Lawrence McKenna.
How you guys doing?
We've just watched the game on the kickoff. I think Chelsea did really well. We can certainly hold our heads up high. It could have been more. I don't know if I'm being greedy here. I'm sure you will let me know in the comments. But I think that had we been a little less wasteful in front of goal, had Timo Werner taken that chance when Pulisic, if you haven't seen it, ball comes over, fantastic play from Mason Mount, comes over, delightful cushioned header from Christian Pulisic, puts it on a plate for Timo Werner. Courtois made a good save, but didn't ask enough questions.
Great save, but yeah, he should have put it basically further across.
Or high into the net.
But either.
But if that had gone in, that would have put Chelsea 1-0 up very early in the game.
Yeah.
And it could have been more, because Chelsea overall, I think a point is probably, got a draw is probably fair enough. But I think that for the first 15 minutes, Chelsea were electric, and Real Madrid didn't really turn up.
No, I agree. I think they thought it would be easier than this. I think they maybe underestimated what Chelsea were capable of. But I was really impressed by the open, flowing play. I knew it was possible. We've said it time after time. If you take it to Real Madrid, they will not like it.
And they really didn't. Do you think it was a tactic from Chelsea? Chelsea have been so secure, safety first for so long.
Sit back, do this, do that.
Sit back, nothing happens, look after the ball, but keep it very tight. For the first 15 minutes today, we went for the jugular of Real Madrid.
And also, they didn't seem to understand. No.
They can't have been expecting that.
But also, you need to capitalise in that time. You need to score your goals there.
That's what I'm worried
Liverpool
about.
do the same, but they didn't do that enough. And sometimes that comes back to bite you, but you got your away goal, and that's really important here. It's going to give you some confidence. I can't see Real Madrid not scoring in the second leg, though, to be honest.
No, they didn't really have too many chances, but Karim Benzema is so good, isn't he?
He's also very watchable.
So they are very reliant on him, aren't they?
It feels that way, yeah.
They're very reliant on him, but look, he had a chance as well. He had a shot with his left foot in the first half.
Yeah, and then obviously Kroos did the same, but Vinicius wasn't as electric as I've seen him in the previous game. So he did very well to sort of plug that side and stop him running through, because at Liverpool he just went at Trent and at Kabak, and time after time sort of got some joy. No joy for him tonight.
No, because I think Chelsea defended really well. Obviously, having Thiago Silva back there is a huge bonus. Because games like this are what Thiago Silva's all about, isn't it?
Well, that's exactly why he came to the club. Yeah, he knew that he'd still get Champions League football. He'd be the boss of that back line.
Yeah.
And not only that, but he'd have other people around him who could do a lot of the legwork, do a lot of the carrying. And he could essentially just boss that.
Yeah.
It was a great tactical decision, really. And, very often we have a go at Chelsea for some of their signings. That's a great one.
Yeah, I agree. I think he was so perfect for tonight. And we saw enough, I think, on paper, and look, not even on paper, on grass. Modric, Casemiro, Kroos is terrifying.
Sessions.
But I would also say that they would be looking at it and they would be saying, gosh, Mason Mount, Christian Pulisic, they're running at us. They couldn't really live with us, could they?
So you did the right thing by A, bypassing them quite a lot, but B, also taking it wide and around them. And it worked really well because they didn't seem able to keep up. They didn't seem able to sit back and just have this wall that you need to sort of go around. It seemed to work really well.
Do you think there's a worry that Real Madrid didn't play especially well today?
No.
And they haven't lost?
Yeah.
And presumably they will play a lot better in the second leg?
Yeah. I don't think they did that particularly well against Liverpool or Atalanta. They very much did it at a canter.
Yeah.
I feel like that wasn't meant to rhyme, but it is. I do feel like you're playing them the right way here.
Yeah.
Going for the jugular, even if they do play well, you've shown them now that you're dangerous. It's a bit like, in a sense, I hate to sound like Brian here, but it's a bit like boxing.
Yeah.
You've made them wary of not only the jab, but a big punch coming their way every time that you go forward now.
Yeah.
So it's not that you're just jabbing them, because I think that's what Real Madrid sort of relied on against the other teams, was that they were just jabbing them and just sort of waiting
and they
for the
just
right
want to look
opportunity.
after the ball. They look after it, and
you
then
walked
pick you
forward,
off
you
Benzema.
forced it a bit.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed that, watching that.
Do you think Zidane has been outfoxed tonight by Thomas Tuchel?
Because I don't think he knew what he was coming up against, and Tuchel is perfect for that. He's so calculated, sometimes a little bit too calculated, a little bit too safe. But tonight, he surprised Zidane with that, I think.
Yeah.
And you know, the funny thing is, you can't do that every game, because now every manager's seen that. They'll go, look, they might come out and be intense in the first 15 or 20 minutes. You just need to ride that out.
Well, Chelsea are now in a fantastic position, because what Thomas Tuchel's proved he's so good at is suppressing opposition, making sure that the best players on the opposite team don't get the ball. You know, we stifled Manchester City at Wembley.
Agreed.
If we can do that now to Real Madrid, we're through.
Madrid, yeah.
We're through. We're in Istanbul.
And then if you get to Istanbul, Tuchel in one game tactically,
there's no reason we can't win.
There's no reason you can't win that. It's not like this. It's not like a Di Matteo situation where you're going, okay, well, you know, is he able to outthink this guy? Is he able, you know,
no,
can we do it on the wave?
Tuchel can. He's proved that he's better than Guardiola, at least on a rare occasion.
And other managers. I think he's in big games. Atletico, I think even Liverpool. Yeah, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Man City, Spurs.
Yeah.
All these big games, you've come out, one against a nil.
Yes.
So something to nil, but you've scored in that game.
Yes.
That's exactly what you want in a final.
What do you think then, in the way that this is poised now? It's 1-1, Chelsea, advantage Chelsea. 1-1, but advantage Chelsea.
Advantage you.
Do you think that Chelsea are going to progress?
I do, and I'd love to see it as well. Because also, the thing is, I want to see a Chelsea-Man City final or a Chelsea-PSG final.
Yeah, it will be so good.
Either way,
here's one for you, right? Kovacic was injured tonight, which meant that N'Golo Kante had to play, because he's the obvious, replacement for either.
I thought he had a good game.
I thought he was brilliant. Is he now undroppable from the return leg, even if Kovacic is fit?
I think that might depend partly on who plays your right wing back.
Because we went with a more defensive, more experienced Cesar Azpilicueta, but what you think we could go Reece James,
and see what happens there.
Right, I see.
Having said that, I really enjoyed what Azpilicueta did, and I really think you've used Timo Werner correctly in this game to stretch the opposition. I'm not saying you got the right end package out of him, but it did do something for the other guys around. If they stretch, there's loads of space there for Mason Mount and Pulisic to pick up the ball and run with it. Because Timo Werner, he's like a whippet or a greyhound.
His pace.
He just sprints away, and you've got to keep up with him. He's been pulled out of position. You've got loads of space there.
Yeah, somebody like Raphael Varane won't enjoy playing against Timo Werner. No. My worry with Werner is he's a centre forward who doesn't score enough goals. But I know that he does. I know he does lots of other stuff.
Here's the great thing. In the Champions League, it's not about macro, it's about micro. These games are the micro parts that put this all together. The macro of the season is relevant here in those 90 minutes. It's not a league where you go, okay, let's average this out and see if we get into the top four. This is a results-based thing. So if your result is based around Pulisic scoring, Mount scoring, later on a Giroud or someone like that scoring, it doesn't matter if Timo Werner's scoring goals.
Hey, this is amazing. Chelsea could be. We've got 1 foot in the door of a European Cup final.
Yeah, you're wedging the door open right now, but it doesn't mean you're through it. You're kind of wedging.
I am ecstatic.
Great to watch, by the way. This is probably the most compelling game of football that I've seen from Chelsea this season.
Because we were exciting, weren't we? For the first time in a long time, we were exciting.
You've flashes of it, right? And I'm not saying Lampard football at times is very exciting. I really enjoyed watching that. Very open, very fluid, and it was very exciting to watch because you're quite open, right? This was exciting because you took the ball by the horns, and some of the football was actually quite expansive.
It was good. It was good.
When I say expansive,
in Madrid as well. In Madrid, one of the hardest places to go and take the game to them.
You were working it from one side of the pitch to the other within 3 passes, but then back into the middle and back to the other side within 2. Mate. And you were putting them all over the place when they were on the back foot, going backwards.
It's amazing.
It's so good to watch.
Delightful, Mr. McKenna. Always
Appreciate
an honour.
you as always. I love your channel.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Go and watch the podcast that Rory did. It's a fantastic podcast. It's something that he's not really done before on this channel. It's something I'd love to see more of from you. I think you're a great podcaster. You do great long form stuff. And it deserves the kind of support. This platform needs more interviews, needs more sort of in-depth, actual chat rather than just top line like this. So
mate.
go over and take a look at the podcast. I think it's fantastic.
Thank you so much. It's the last video I posted if you want to have a look. Thank you so much to everybody. See you all soon.